Japan and other parts of East Asia are inhabited by a raccoon-like canine called the raccoon dog, otherwise known as the Tanuki. When Japanese media featuring the Tanuki is localized for Western audiences, Tanukis are often referred to as raccoons, making it seem as though raccoons have a cultural association with Japan. But there was a time when Japan was obsessed with the actual raccoon, an obsession that has had long-term consequences for the nation. In 1977, an anime series known as Rascal the Raccoon debuted in Japan. The series was based on a book that had previously been adapted to film and centered around an American boy that raises an orphaned baby raccoon. The show proved to be so popular that hundreds of raccoons were imported into Japan per year as part of the pet trade, though this slowed once the Japanese government put limits on the practice. Just like in the series, the pet raccoons proved to be so unruly that owners would often release them into the wild, though it is likely that some escaped outright. Today, descendants of these raccoons are found all throughout Japan and are often culled to keep their population in check. Like in other parts of the world, the raccoons thrive in both urban and rural areas. Urban raccoons will root through garbage and catch fish from ponds, but they have become notorious for damage to architecture, in particular for that done to Japan's famous temples and shrines. In their attempts to build nests, the raccoons leave claw marks and droppings around the sites while creating holes in wood that is often hundreds of years old. It is estimated that up to 80% of the temples and shrines in Japan have been damaged by raccoons. Like other species that humans introduce to foreign environments, raccoons have no natural predators in Japan and are often able to outcompete native species for the same resources. The Tanuki is more than likely one of those species, as it and the raccoon have similar lifestyles, with both animals being omnivores and spending time near waterfronts. The traits that the Tanuki shares with the raccoon highlights how unique the Tanuki is among canines. In addition to its raccoon-like appearance, it is considered the least carnivorous canine species and one of the few that regularly climbs trees. Though the raccoon resembles some members of its family, others evolve to have an almost monkey-like form. Likewise, they behave differently than the raccoon, spending more time in trees and relying heavily on fruit. It is interesting that two species that evolved to have similar appearances and lifestyles would end up inhabiting the same region. However, as with other introduced animals, it would have been best if the raccoon remained in its natural habitat.